The cloud. All right, you're now on my cloud. Good. Mostly thumbs up. We got a cat in the picture. Charon. What's Kitty's name? Uh, I guess I don't get the name. That's okay.
His name
So
is Buddy Love.
his name is what?
Buddy Love?
Like from the Eddie Murphy movie?
Yeah.
I love it. Buddy Love. Okay, I love it. What we're going to talk about today is well, it's stuff that maybe you've heard in the past from me, maybe you haven't heard in the past from me, but um, it is kind of being um, augmented today by the recap notes that I just received from um, the Next Home Owners Summit. So, Next Home holds two conferences a year. The first one is the members conference, which everybody that's a Next Home member can go to that, whether you're an agent, whether you're an admin, whether you're an owner, everybody can go to that. And I hope that at some point you guys all go to that. And then the second one is called Summit, and that is owners only. Um, and I didn't actually go this year. I had some things come up to where I couldn't make it, so I didn't go this year, but I did get a recap. And it looks like I missed a pretty good one, unfortunately, but that's okay because we got most of the info, and I'm going to share that info, or some of that info is going to determine what we talk about and how we talk about it. So, um, the other thing that I wanted to cover with you real quick that came out of the conference that I think is really cool, and I'm really, really excited about it. I was talking to Brendan about this earlier today, and I sent him the email video that owners got. We are going through a branding shift as a company, and that always sounds a little bit scary, but the branding shift that they are making is so incredibly awesome. Um, I've always been fired up about the brand and the way that the company brands itself and brands us. I didn't really think that the brand could get any better, but I got to tell you, the stuff that they're doing um, is is so much better and so much more current. Um, I absolutely love it. I'm not going to spoil it for you because you guys are all going to get an invitation to a webinar put on by the company where Petya is going to take you through what's changing and how they came about doing that. Spoiler alert, of course, Pentagram was heavily involved. So this is not just arbitrary stuff, and this has been in the works for about 5 years. So Next Home, as you know, guards its brand heavily, and so they don't enter into branding changes quickly, just so that you can all calm down. The logos are not changing. All right. So the logos are not changing. The Luke is not changing. Luke is not going away. Luke's here forever. He's here to stay. Okay. Yes, orange is still involved. All right. So you don't have to worry about any of that. And all of that makes me really happy because that means I don't have to change my wallpaper. I don't have to throw away all of our signs. I don't have to do any of that. Okay. All of that stuff is still relevant. Do not throw away your business cards. Don't do any of that. You don't have to get rid of anything. It's all, okay, who is this? It's all, anybody invite somebody to the meeting that I'm not aware of? Huh. I'll let him in a minute. We'll have a little bit of fun. Um, we'll let Alan in. Alan can come in. It's all kind of subtle and not so subtle. Okay. And all of the current stuff is still going to be relevant. It's just that when you order new stuff, there will be subtle differences, there will be shifts, and you'll slowly become, more and more current. Those of you that are just chiming in, we were talking about branding be on the lookout for. Okay, I got to know who this is. Does anybody know somebody named Zakara Braylock? Brendan, did you invite anybody to the meeting for recruiting? No? Okay, I'm going to let him in and see who we got. Hang on here. This is kind of exciting. Okay, who is Zakara Braylock? You're not on camera and you're muted. Who are you?
Um, that's me. I'm sorry. Yeah,
It's it's Danielle.
No.
yeah.
All right.
No, it's my son. For some reason, he has himself signed in on my computer, so I can't get his name off.
Okay, cool. Well, at least we know who it is. Welcome, Danielle. I was like, who is this? We're going to let him
Yes.
in. Everybody stare at the camera. It's going to be awesome. All right. Welcome, Danielle. So, those of you that
Thank you.
just jumped in, and Brendan, you can maybe chime in. We're talking about branding shifts. I'm not going to cover it all again. You're going to get an email from corporate that invites you to a webinar to talk about how the brand is shifting. Make sure that you sign up for that email so you at least can get the playback if you can't attend the webinar. It is really, really cool. I'm super, super excited. I believe Brendan's super excited too. Brendan, anything to say briefly on the brand shift and maybe that how happy you are about being involved with something blue?
I do like blue because I came from, what, 15 years at Coldwell Banker, and
Yeah.
it's a trusted color. And I think that's what NextHome is trying to do is uh, make people comfortable, make the consumer comfortable. And I love it. I think, and also too, Damian was telling me that the orange and blue together look great. And I thought, how is that possible? But it really does. It looks great. And things, it seems to pop. Everything seems to pop a little bit more.
Yeah,
Um,
it does.
and yeah, and and as you know, NextHome has spent a ton of money on Pentagram, um, sourcing all this information and figuring out that this is what the people like. And they just got done working with American Express to rebrand them and
What color?
blue.
Blue. Yep.
But they're not getting rid of the orange. We still have our signature orange.
Yeah, we do. We own orange as far as the real estate world is concerned. We'll always be orange. I don't think we'll ever get rid of that. But for those of you, we're kind of spoiler alerting it, but there is a heavy presence of blue. I'll just call it blue. Okay. I'll call it American Express blue because it's the same blue as American Express now, who Pentagram also does, by the way. Pentagram does American Express. Um, and the color that is going away, the only color that is going away is the turquoise, right? So we kind of had that turquoise as that accent color. That color is going away. I'll let you watch the webinar so that Petya can explain to you how the turquoise has gone away and how the blues come into play. And it is not just like, hey, well, that company does blue, maybe we should do blue. That's not what it is. There's a lot of science behind it. It's a really big deal. Okay, so make sure to watch that. Make sure to tune into that. And again, for those of you just joining in, do not throw your stuff away. Do not worry about getting rid of anything orange. That is here to stay. Do not throw your business cards away. The logo is not changing. Okay. The core of our marketing and who we are is not changing. Don't throw anything away. Don't throw your riders away. Don't throw your signs away. Don't do that. Keep them. And then you're damn right it's better than EXP, Chad. Don't do any of that. Don't throw anything away. Just keep using your stuff until it's no longer either you run out or it breaks or you run it over with your car. And then as you reorder, you'll start to you'll start to integrate with the new stuff, and you can put the new stuff right next to the old stuff and get away with it. Okay, it's that subtle, guys. It's that subtle. But what you will see major changes in is Design Center, all of the automated marketing and flyers and social media postings and all that stuff. It's completely upgraded and awesome. And if you're a part of that camp that's like, oh no, I like black and white and I like the black signs and you're not going to get to use a black sign, but they've got a black and white line for you. For those of you that are really still into that and just can't let it go. Okay. They've got that option for you too with a little bit of orange thrown in. It's freaking awesome. It's awesome. You're gonna love it. All right, enough on branding. So what I said was in the meeting prompt was what you have to be and you don't get a choice. All right. So let me give you a little bit of background on why I'm saying that. Okay. First of all, we know, I don't need to remind you that for the past couple of years, the economy has absolutely sucked. Okay. So it sucked. It's hard. It's buying and selling real estate is a pain. It's not easy. It's difficult. So keep that in your pocket. All right. That's part of why you have to be what you have to be that I'll explain. The second thing is, there is a shift in real estate. I don't know if you've noticed it or paid attention, but there's a shift in real estate from companies like Zillow, from companies like Redfin and Rocket Mortgage, who are combining, companies like that, that if you haven't noticed what they're doing, they're trying to consolidate all the pieces of a real estate transaction from search to escrow close into one interface, right? And what that means is that if Zillow had their way, you would start your search for real estate on Zillow. When you decided you wanted to do something, you would click a button and you would get connected to an agent. Okay. When you decided you wanted to apply for a mortgage, you would click another button and you would get connected to mortgage. When you decided to write the offer on the property, all of that would be integrated in the portal. And then when you went into escrow, their closing company would take it for you and close it through escrow. Okay. And ultimately, I think all of the funds would run through them as a third party, right? I think that if they had their way, that's how they would do it. All right. And I think that if Rocket and Redfin with their merger had their way, I think that's how they would do it. I think that's where they're going. Will they ever actually get there? I don't know. But they will push and they will try to offer it and they will try to do it. Okay. And somebody tell me now, if companies like that are successful in doing that, real estate, I'll even go as far as to say is it gets streamlined for some folks in some ways. What takes a hit
Quality.
if that starts to happen? Quality, yes. What else takes a hit if those companies are successful? I'm going to give you a guess.
Details.
Personal customer service.
Personal customer service takes a hit. I think in my mind, Steve, you're right. They would tell you it won't, but I agree with that.
Guaranteed.
What monetary piece of the transaction do you think takes a hit?
Commission.
Commissions. Okay, commissions. How many of you have ever talked to or know a Redfin agent? Raise your hand. Okay, y'all know how they get paid? Redfin agent. I know Brendan knows. Anybody else know how a Redfin agent gets paid? I'm going to pick on Redfin. No? Do you know they get a weekly paycheck? Redfin agents from Redfin, they get a check. They get a weekly check. I don't know how much it is. It's not a lot, but they get a weekly check. When they sell a house, buyer side or seller side, when they sell the house, do they get a commission? Anybody know? I'll answer for you. They do not. They don't get a commission. What they get is a selling bonus. Okay? So they get a weekly paycheck. They're a W-2 employee of Redfin. Okay? They get a weekly check. There's a bunch of stuff they have to do for the check. It's not fun. Doesn't have anything to do with real estate prospecting and business, really. Okay? Then when they sell a house, they get a bonus. All right? And at the end of the day, all of that is less than if you sold an equal number of houses throughout the year. Now, I'm going to qualify all this. If you sell one house a year, right, you'd probably be money ahead to do something like, going to Redfin, okay, if you sold one house a year. But, oh, by the way, they wouldn't keep you if you sold one house a year. They'd fire you. All right? So, but generally speaking, anybody know what the average real estate agent in Placer County and Sacramento County sells annually? What's the average transaction count? Anybody know what that number is besides Brendan? Anybody else know? Somebody give me a guess. Be bold. Steve says 4. Anybody else want to guess?
I was gonna say 5.
Danielle says 5. Jessica says 3. That's not really fair because she knows somebody. Jessica wins. It's 3. Okay, it's 3 transactions. Okay, it's not really fair. She knows a guy that talks about this crap a lot. So it's 3. If you sell 3 transactions a year, somebody tell me, besides Brendan or Jessica, on average, if you sell 3 transactions a year, how much money are you going to make? If you sell them at the average transaction price, you sell 3 transactions, average median price, Sacramento or Placer. Let's not, how many transactions, how much money are you going to make on 3 transactions?
30 grand.
Brianna says 30 grand. Who else?
I was gonna say 25 to 30.
25 to 30. Who else? It's between $45,000 and $50,000. Okay. If you sell at median and you sell 3 a year, you're going to make somewhere around, well, I mean, they could be different sizes, but we're saying median. If you sell them at median, which is 700,000 or so, you're going to make somewhere around 40 or 50 grand. That's what you're going to make. Okay. If you sell 3 houses a year at Redfin, you're not making 50 grand. Okay. You're not doing it. All right. So commissions take a hit. All right. But what they prompt to the consumer is convenience and saving money. We're going to save you money because we pay our people less. They don't say that. We pay our people less and we can pass those savings on to you. So keep that in mind. So given that that is on the move and whether or not it's ever successful, I don't know. I'm kind of 50-50. Okay. Whether or not that's ever successful, and given the fact that the economy sucks, okay, and it still sucks. We had a little run. Things have gotten busier. Definitely business has picked up. There's a lot more transacting going on. You guys are selling more. The brokerage is selling more. Everybody's selling more. But don't get me wrong, it sucks. Okay. It's really hard and it sucks. All right. What do you have to be knowing that the economy sucks, knowing that the big companies are coming to take you out of the real estate equation, knowing that there's going to be pressure on your commissions from them as well? What do you have to be if you want to succeed?
Better.
Better. That's one answer. What else do you have to be?
Louder about proving our worth.
Yes, you have to be louder about proving your worth, justifying your commission, for lack of a better term. What else? What do you have to be? Just stone cold. What do you have to
And
be?
disciplined.
Discipline, yeah, discipline, yeah. You have to be friggin' great. Okay? That's what you have to be. You have to be friggin' great. Okay? And we've talked before in other meetings, you can't be shy about telling people that you're great, number one. Okay? But you have to back it up. If you're going to talk the talk, you have to walk the walk. You have to be great. You don't have a choice. If you're anything less than great, and I'm not saying tomorrow, okay? If you're not great today, do a self-check. If you're not great today, please don't freak out and say, oh, hell, I better sell all my lock boxes and move on. If you are going to sell your lock boxes, I'll buy them. But don't do that and then think, well, I'm not great. Damian says I have to be great. I should quit the business. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is if you're not great today, you've got to put a plan in place on how to get great as quickly as possible. Okay? To go from wherever you are to great. And oh, by the way, even if you get great like me, and I'll say it, I'm great. Okay? Because that's the first thing. If you can't walk into a room and tell everybody how great you are and articulate that, you're screwed. All right? So if you can't get to, even when you get to being great like me, it never stops. Okay? My yesterday's great is no good. It's no good because the world and the industry and everything else is changing every day at the speed of light. It's changing every day. Okay? The bar is getting raised every day. And half of it isn't even being raised by real people, folks. It's being raised by the Terminator, by AI. Okay? You now compete with, on a daily basis, you are competing with an algorithm. All right? Every day. Okay? And the algorithm looks real. Okay? It looks real. If you don't believe me, go on to Instagram and find the reel that's going around that I sent to my family this morning, that's going around all the place, about Donald Trump and Joe Biden in a debate talking about golf. Okay? We all know that didn't happen. We all know that didn't happen. But if you watch that reel and you didn't know better, Brendan, am I lying? You would think they were talking about it. Yes?
I thought it happened. I didn't know.
So you're competing with all that. You have to be great. What does that look like? What does that look like? What does great look like? I'm not going to sit here and tell you you got to be great and then just have you go figure it out on your own. Okay? Like we do with all things. Let's talk about what that looks like with buyers, and let's talk about what that looks like with sellers. Okay? In the toughest damn market that I've ever been a part of, this one right here. What does great? Who do we want to do first, guys? We want to go buyers, we want to go sellers. Which one? Buyers like this, sellers like this. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Who do you want to do first? Sellers. No, buyers, sellers. Okay, buyers is winning. Sorry. All right, buyers. What does it look like to be great with a buyer? Okay, you meet a person. Okay, you're gonna do. I'm gonna skip the promoting yourself part because we've talked about that a million times. Okay, what does performance as an agent look like to a buyer that's great? I'm gonna give you some broad brush strokes, and then you're gonna fill in what else you think might apply. All right. When I get a buyer, when I meet somebody that is looking at buying a house, there are things that I'm going to do faster, as fast as I can possibly do it. As fast as possible, I could possibly do it. Number one, they're going to go into my CRM. They're going to get all the reporting that I always get. You know what it is. They're going to get the market report, okay, for the area that they're looking. They're going to get the market report for the county that the area that they're looking is in. They're going to get set up on Real Scout with their search parameters, okay? They're going to get that. They're going to get dropped onto my mailing list for the Reminder Media magazine, all right? I'm going to connect to them on social media, okay? On all platforms. We're going to be connected, and I'm going to be in their face all the time. Okay? They're never going to feel like I didn't get anything from Damian today. They're always going to get something from me 3 and 4 times a day. They're going to get a Real Scout hit. They're going to get a KV Core hit. They're going to get a social media hit. They're going to get something from me every single day. Every single day, they're going to see my face, whether I talk to them or not. Okay, that's number one. Number two, okay, if they're on Real Scout, they're getting property notifications from me every single day. You know that. They're getting them. Okay, I don't even have to think about it anymore. They're going to get quality listings. It's going to be AI, the verbiage is going to be AI composed. The AI is going to start to learn what they click on. It's going to tailor to that. They're going to feel like I'm sending them stuff that really matters to them and I'm not doing it. So they're going to get that. But when they make an inquiry, when they press the button and say, have you seen this house? Or whatever they say, unless it's 9 o'clock at night, okay? Unless it's 9 o'clock at night, I am going to answer them. I'm going to stop everything I'm doing and I'm going to answer them. Always. I'll answer my text messages later. No, you won't. Not if you're great. Oh, I'll check my email later. No, you won't. Not if you're great. I check my email 7,500 freaking times a day. Okay? I check my text message 75 freaking 100 times a day. There's stuff that I don't deal with, just like there's stuff that you don't deal with. But if it's a live person and they ask me a question, I want to be back to them in 5 minutes or less, unless it's 9 o'clock at night. 8 o'clock, I should say. 8 o'clock at night. I give myself a clock. If anybody asks me a question, I've got 5 minutes to respond. period. Okay. Why? Because number one, the speed of the world dictates that. And number two, if I don't answer them, somebody will. I promise you, somebody will. Right? We all know about attention span, right? Attention span is shrinking, 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 shrinking. So imagine yourself as a buyer who really, really, really wants a house, okay? And you're scrolling and you're looking at properties, okay? And you asked me a question because I said, I'm great. I'm going to take care of you. I'm your guy. I'm there for you. I'll be there for you anytime. I'll show you property. I'll answer you questions. I'll get your information, blah, 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 blah. And they reach out to me. And if I don't answer for 20 minutes or a half an hour, you know what they're going to do? Anybody ever been there? You know what they're going to do? They're going to push the button on Zillow instead. Do you know what happens when they push the button on Zillow? Do you guys know what happens? It goes out to 3 or 4 agents. And guess what happens to their phone? It blows up, right? It explodes. So if I don't answer them, if I'm not responsive to them, okay, they'll find somebody who is. And they will get a response. It may not be a great one, but they'll get a response. I don't want that to happen. Okay, so I'm going to answer them right away. I'm going to clarify them. When we meet, I tell them, okay, look, I work from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. If you text me after 7 p.m. or call me after 7 p.m., I might answer and I might not. But if I don't get pissed at me. I'll be in your inbox at 6:30 in the morning. Okay, while you're still asleep, I'll be in your inbox. Okay, so I qualify that. When they want to see something, or even if they don't want to see something, I'm going to be extremely proactive in setting up their showing. Okay, I'm going to get them on site so that we can see houses and talk about it. The conversation goes like this. Let me give you 2 options. Here's the not great option. Okay, here's the not great agent option. Steve says, hey, I saw this house on Zillow. And I say, oh yeah, man, that's a great listing. Yeah, Steve says, I really kind of like it. You know, I'm thinking I want to look at it, but I'm not really sure. You know, I think I'm just going to keep an eye on it. And Damian, the not great agent, says, yeah, you know, I kind of like it too. But, you know, I mean, if you decide you want to see it, let me know. And I can set it up for you. I'm happy to set it up for you. Right? Here's what the great agent says. The great agent, Steve says to the great agent, hey, I saw this house on Zillow. I kind of like it. I'm not sure if it's a good fit or not. Not sure about the neighborhood. You know, I don't know. I'm just going to kind of watch it. The great agent says, nah, we're going to go out and check it out, Steve, because there's no way for us to tell unless we're there. This could be the one. Let's go check it out. If you're willing to invest the time, I'm willing to invest the time. If it's a waste of time, oh well, at least we'll learn something. Let's go. Okay? Even if he tells me no, that's going to be my approach every single time. Every single time he mentions a property, I'm going to say, let's see it. Let's go see if it's any good. I got time. And I'm always going for tomorrow. Even though I know he can't do it tomorrow, I'm saying, let's go tomorrow, right? What does that tell him if I do that 5 times? What does he think about me, guys? What does he think about me? He thinks the dude is on it, right? The dude is on it. I mention a property, he's like, get in the car, we're going. Every single time. The dude is always available. He's always saying, let's go tomorrow, right? He's always available. He's on it. He's available. He keeps in touch with me. He sends me stuff every single day. He responds when I ask him a question. Okay? When we get into contract, when we absolutely get into contract, at that point in time, I'm going to spend all my time and energy to be your advocate. 100% be your, I'm going to fight for you. All right? I will always set expectations. We get to the point where we're doing a request for repair. I learned this from Brendan. I'm going to set expectations when I write the form. I'm going to say, look, we're asking for $5,000. It's a tough market out there right now with sellers. If we get $2,500, we've got to consider that a win. And they're going like this. Okay, good. Because I'm pretty sure that most of the time we can get half of it. Most of the time we can get half of it. All right. I'm going to be their advocate. When something goes wrong, I am going to stop everything I'm doing to try and make it right, even if I know there's no way in hell I'm going to impact this. Let me give you a recent example. Okay. Sold a house to some first-time home buyers. They were a referral to me from one of our vendors. Okay. Sold a house to a first-time buyer. We knew it was going poorly. Seller had 2 weeks of possession afterwards. We could see that she wasn't going to have it cleaned out. She wasn't going to be gone. Long story short, we get there on the day that it's supposed to be turn over the keys day. She's still there loading the truck in the driveway. The heater doesn't work anymore. She took the smart thermostat off the wall, okay, because she wanted to keep it. There's trash everywhere. There's trash in the yard. There's trash in the house. And she's got the truck. The truck's full, and she's pulling out the driveway. And I say to her, "You coming back?" And she looks right at me and says, "No." Okay. First time home buyer looks like this. Okay. What am I going to do? I said, "Don't worry, man. I've got your back." Now, let me tell you what I was prepared to do. Okay. This is a well-networked person in the community. All right. I was prepared. I got paid. Okay. Closed escrow. I got paid. I was prepared to hire somebody to come out. Thanks, Steve. Yeah, I know. I didn't. I was prepared. I know. I was prepared to hire somebody to come out and trash it out like Junk King or something like that. I was prepared to go to Home Depot and buy them a smart thermostat. And I was prepared to have all phase heating and air come out and hook it up and make sure the heater worked. I knew in my brain, all right, I just spent 90% of the commission that I made. Okay. But I'm going to make this right. I'm going to absolutely make this right. Because I'm great. And he's going to be happy when I'm done. Okay. He's going to be happy when I'm done. If he's happy when I'm done, he'll tell everybody. If he's pissed when I'm done, he'll tell everybody. I got a choice to make. Okay. Now, it didn't go that way. What I did was I called the other agent and I raised hell. Okay. I actually raised hell. And the strangest thing happened, you guys. The other agent said, "I'm so pissed off at her right now. Don't worry, Damian. I'll take care of it." Right on. Okay. I was prepared to do whatever it took to advocate for my client. And if I can make it happen, I was prepared to take care of it for my client myself. Right. Out of my own pocket. Okay. That's great. Okay. That's great. That's what great looks like for a buyer, generally speaking. You guys add in. What else looks great for a buyer? What do you got to do?
I want to chime in on the showing part. When you go show property, even if they're not sure if they like it or not, and you go open the door for them, you spend some time with them, you're building rapport every single time, especially in this world these days where it's all text and it's people don't even talk to each other anymore. When you get FaceTime like that, people tend to latch on to you a little bit more.
Yep. Yep. We're making a connection, right? We're making a human, verbal, face-to-face connection. Like, my goal, and this is going to sound wrong, but it's not. My goal with every client is that when we're done, we're friends. We might not be like, "Hey, I'll see you every weekend, friends," but they think highly of me. I think highly of them. And there is no doubt in my mind, that if they hear somebody talking about real estate, I'm coming up. Okay. I'm coming up. And it's going to be like, "Oh, you got to use him. And here's why. He did all of this stuff. He's a great, we're friends." Okay. We text every once in a while. All right. We have a relationship now. And remember, after the sale, I'm just going to throw it in there because I can't help it. Once they're in your sphere, once they're your friends, you better stay in front of them. You better figure out a way to stay in front of them. Okay. I don't know what that means for you. You guys know what it means for me. Okay. Every single day, folks, my mailing list for that magazine grows every day. If it doesn't grow every day, something's wrong and I haven't accomplished my mission. Every day, there's at least one more name on that list for me. Every day. Okay. KV Core. Every day. There's more people going into KV Core. If I'm not adding new blood into KV Core every day, there's something wrong with me. Okay. Every day it's growing. All right. What else? What does great look like for a buyer? If you're a buyer's agent, what's a great buyer's agent look like?
One thing I try to do, because we were mentioned about showings, is I try to get as much knowledge as I can about the property before I show it. And if I can, I'll go preview it
Ooh, good.
before I show it to them. And I always try to get there early, make sure all the lights are on and, make sure the house is looking in the best condition when they come as much as I can. Um, just little things like that.
How many of you have gone in to show a house, show up early, turn all the lights on, do all that? How many of you have actually taken something and thrown it in a closet? Right? Yeah, you show up early, you get there early and you can't do it if you've got obviously if you've got 3 or 4 in a line, right? You can't do it because you're just showing up cold just like they are, right? But that first one, or the one that you're just doing one op for the day. And let me back up a step. Here's something else great buyers agents do. Let's say you got 5 to show. Okay, you got 5 to show. Pick the very best one first. Pick the second best one last. Okay, but the very best one, pick it first because you have control over that one. You can show up early. You can turn on all the lights. You can throw the shoes in the closet. You can adjust the climate control. You can get to know the house a little bit and you can sell that one. Okay, so pick the very best one first. When you're showing a property, there's an art to showing, guys. You have to find things to point out that are awesome. Okay. And it doesn't have to be a lot. It doesn't have to be a lot. It can be as simple as I showed one today. It can be as simple as, man, this cul-de-sac location and this freaking corner lot, this lot is huge. That's it. That's it. iPhone 6 with your hand up, go.
That's me. I think Danielle brings up a great point too, where reach out to the listing agent, ask them, hey, is there anything I should know that can help me sell this property?
Mm-hmm.
Do they need a rent back? What's their situation? What's their motivation? Anything you can tell me that's, spectacular about the house. You're the expert, right? So the more you know about it, the more you're going to impress your client.
Yep. Prep. Don't just show up cold. Be early. Okay? Be early. What's Yoda say? You show up on time, you're late. You show up early, you're on time. It takes, you know how long it takes to turn all the lights on in a 5,000 square foot house, guys? Especially when you can't figure out which switch and you hit another switch and half of them go back off. It takes a minute, right? And the weather's pretty nice now, but when it's really hot or really cold, and if the house is vacant, do you know how long it takes for the climate control to kind of get it to where you don't have to wear a parka or you're not sweating? It takes some time, right? Be early. All right. We're going to run out of time, so let's switch to sellers. This is good. This is my favorite one. What does it take to be great with the seller? What does it take to be great with the seller? Let's talk about the easy stuff first. Okay. KV Core, all the same. Magazine, all the same. Market report, all the same. Listing valuation for their house in KV Core, all the same. Okay. The minute I hang up the phone from the first, we're going to schedule an appointment. This is the first phone call. Okay. Hey, I want you to come to my house. After I hang up from that call, all the electronic stuff is done. Right, I'm not even getting up from the chair. It's all done right there. It's as soon as they hang up the phone, if they have their computer open and their email on, as soon as they hang up the phone in like 3 minutes, they're getting email from me. Okay. They're on my magazine list right away. Right away. Okay. That's done. Okay. So all of that's done before I even stand up from the first phone call, or I even leave the room from the first phone call, or before I turn off my truck. I will do it before I move on to anything else. Get that done. Right. So that's all done. Speed to lead. We've talked about that 100 times. Somebody calls and says, I'm thinking about listing my house. You only have one answer for an appointment, and that is I'll be there tomorrow. Tomorrow. Okay. Or if it's early in the day, it might even be, hey, what are you doing this afternoon? All right. The first agent they talk to, the first agent that shows up at the door statistically is getting the listing. Okay. Whether they're good or bad, the first one in the door is getting the listing to the tune of like 65%. Okay. You cannot wait. You have to go. All right. Number 3, they're all serious. Okay. They're all serious. Okay. People that say things like, well, I've been thinking about it, but not sure, get there. They're serious. All right. They're just as serious as the one that says, I need to sell my house in 30 days. Okay. They just have a different approach. They just have a different approach. I'll prove I'm right. You guys remember the one I told you about last week? Seller called me and said, hey, we saw the one that you did down the street. We were really impressed with it. Come do mine. So I showed up. And the first thing they started doing was telling me, well, we're not really sure we're ready. And, we just want to get some ideas. So I'm like, hey, no problem. Gave them the same spiel that we're about to talk about. You guys, in 2 days, they were ordering inspections. Okay. They're serious. They just had a different way of approaching. So they're all serious. Know that. But once you get to the door, what's great look like? I'll give you my Cliff's Notes version. Number 1, when I do a listing appointment, I budget 2 full hours because that's how long it's going to take. All right. It's going to take an hour just for them to show me around the house and tell me all the stories about the house. That's going to take a full hour. All right. It's going to take me at least another half hour to explain to them how I do what I do and why I do it. And then it's going to take a half hour for them to argue with me about it. All right. So it's going to take that. It's going to take at least 2 hours for us to get to the point where we say, do we agree or not agree? Are we ready to do some paperwork or are we not ready to do some paperwork? Okay. Number 2, and this time this might really cause you to hustle. Okay. I will never show up. Chad Romick says, yup. He knows. I will never show up to a listing appointment without that book, that NextHome book. I will not do it. Okay. And the reason is that book seals the deal. As long as you're good with everything else, that book seals the deal because nobody else brings anything like it. Okay. That is part of great. Number 3, think about what you wear. I know that sounds kind of stupid, but think about what you wear. Okay. Do you want to be perceived as great? You better dress like you are. Okay. If you don't, you got a problem. All right. Number 4, you need to have a plan. This is how I sell a house. These are the things that I do. You guys know what mine is, right? It's always the same. Okay, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, here's how I sell a house and here's how I'm successful. And please feel free to check my track record. Number 1, you're going to spend $2,000 on all the inspections before we ever go to market. You're going to do them all first. I'm going to make you fill out all the disclosure in advance. I'm going to attach all that to the MLS. I'm going to ask you a bunch of questions about the property, put it on property information sheet. I'm going to attach that to the MLS. Okay. Number 2, where you're going to stage it. Okay. It's not even a discussion item. You're going to stage the property. All right. It's going to cost you money, but it's going to pay you money back your ROI on staging is probably 6x. Okay. You're going to stage it. I'm going to spend all the money to do all of the stills, the video, the photo, the Matterport, the Zillow 3D now. Now I got to do 3D tours. I'm going to do them both. Okay. I'm going to do all of that. I'm going to kick you out of your house on opening weekend. You're going to be gone from Friday through Sunday. You're not going to come back, or at least I don't want to see you coming back. I don't want any evidence that you've been here, because that's how we're going to do it. Okay. We're going to figure out what your house is worth. If it's worth $550,000, I'm going to put it on the MLS for $539,000. That's how it's going to go. Okay. And then you need to be able to justify why you do that, how it makes them money, how much money it makes them, and most importantly, what's going to happen to them that's negative if they don't do it. Okay? If they don't do it. And that's what makes you great. Versus, I don't even know who comes in and just basically wants to sign a listing because, you know, they haven't had a listing in God knows how long, and they'll say anything, do anything, and agree to anything that the seller wants just so they'll put pen to paper, okay, just so they can get it listed. Well, guess what's going to happen if you do that in this economy, you guys? That thing ain't going to sell. And then they're just going to be pissed at you. So you will have spent all of your time, all of your marketing money, all of your effort on a pissed off client and no commission. That's the truth. You cannot do it. You cannot do it. Here's the flip side of that. Okay? The flip side of that is even if you do all of that, it might not sell. That's where we are. Okay? That's the reality of the market. If it won't sell, what do you have to get? What do you have to get from your seller if that thing won't sell? Steve, what do you got to get from them?
Price reduction.
A reduction. The worst conversation in real estate, a reduction. Okay? Let me give you, and I know I said this before, and so if you've heard it before, I'll apologize, but I'm going to say it, I'll say it 100 times a week until you get it. Would you rather go ask your client for a price reduction and give them all kinds of opportunity to tell you what you could have done better? Or would you rather go to your client and ask for a price reduction and say something like this? We've literally done everything possible to sell this property. We have spared no expense. We've done every single thing. We staged it. We videoed it. We did 2 3D tours. We did 75 open house. We did this. We did that. We did blah, 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 blah. We got all these showings. We got all these inquiries. We got all of that. And it didn't sell. There's only one thing left. Price. You can't get a reduction if you don't do your job right. I mean, you can, but it's going to be hard. And there's going to be all kinds of opportunity for you to be wrong. Not in one of my listings. No way. Not in one of my listings. In one of my listings, there is nothing that I could have done that hasn't already been done. Nothing. So, Mr. or Mrs. Seller, you have two choices. We can stay the course and nothing can continue to happen, or we can lower the price and see if we can get this thing to go. Okay? Because there's nothing else I can do. I've done it all. Right? Communication once you're on market. How often do you think you need to be talking with your sellers or texting with your sellers? How much communication and updating needs to be done? I'm not saying anything. I want to hear what you guys think. How often does that happen? Everybody tell me.
A minimum of once a week.
Minimum of once a week. Who else?
I would say twice a day.
Twice a day. Okay. Who else?
As I say, once a week, and anytime that you get, some activity on the house.
Once a week or anytime there's activity. Okay.
Every other day.
Every other day. Okay. Brendan, where you at?
Expectation. I'm going to ask them first, how often do you want to hear from me? Do you want me to call you every day? Because I will. Let me know. And obviously, if there is pertinent information, I'll be calling you right away. but let me
Okay.
know what you expect of me. How often would you like me to call you?
Good answer. It depends on the client, folks. It depends on the client. Some are going to want to hear from you once a week or if something happens. Some are going to want to hear from you twice a day. Okay. Some are going to put you in the situation, but you don't have a choice to hear from them twice a day. Okay. It just depends. Michael, stop it. Stop it right now. Everybody can see you. The real answer is you're going to communicate with them at whatever frequency they need to be communicated with to feel like you're great. Okay? To feel like you're great. Qualifying, that's a great way to do it, right? I also have the talk with them. Listen, I work from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. If you call me after that, if you text me after that, you're probably not going to hear from me. You might if you piss me off, but you're probably not going to hear from me. All right. But if you miss me, if you text me at 8 o'clock, I promise you, I will be answering your text or your email before you are awake every day. Okay. That sets the tone of great. Okay. The guy is on it, right? The guy or the gal is on it. They communicate with me. They send me all this information. By the way, the NextHome system is wonderful. You can set them up on a seller report too that shows their distribution every week. It goes to their email. You never have to worry about it. They're getting that from you too. Okay? The guy did all the guy made my house look beautiful. Guys, I dare you to go to the MLS right now, look at Jessica's brand new listing and find another house in that price range that's set up like that. I dare you. I dare you. Okay. The seller watched the video and started to cry. That's great. Okay. Texted, oh my God, I started to cry. Okay.
Did she put an offer on the house?
What?
Did she
No.
put an offer on the house though?
No, it just hit the market, Steve.
No, I'm kidding. The owner put a,
Yeah.
she
She's
fell in
staying
love
now.
with it again.
Yeah.
She's staying now.
No, thank God they already moved. They got another house. They're gone because I guarantee you after Heather got out of there, it happens every time. After Heather gets out of there, the sellers say the same thing every time. Oh man, I didn't know it could look like this. I don't want to leave. It's like, get out. Like we're selling it. Go. So yeah, that's great. That's performance. These guys are so happy. Now we got to sell their house, okay? But they're so happy going out the gate that if for some reason it don't go, okay, there's not going to be any question about, well, maybe you guys could have done a little better. You know, maybe you guys could have done a little better. Chad, did they actually leave? Did they actually, Chad says I had that happen once. Did they decide not to sell it and they kept it? Are you there? Can you talk or are you driving? Yeah, maybe he'll chime in.
Yeah, me?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
Chad.
had that happen once. They took, it was a referral, so she knew she took all my advice, did everything I told her with the property.
Yeah.
And she's like, I love it so much. She's like, I'm so sorry. I don't want to sell it. I love my house now.
Man, that is horrible.
Like, well, I guess I did my job. Praise God.
Good for you, buddy. You saved a homeowner. Good for you. Okay. So those are broad brushstrokes. Anybody got anything else for sellers? It's 57. I don't want to keep you forever, but if you've got something to add for what's great to sellers looks like, I want to hear about it. We all want to hear about it. Let's go. What do you got?
But Damian, I don't have any cash on hand for staging and for inspections.
It's not a problem. Our company is going to front you the money. It's going to take you 90 seconds to get an approval. I've got this link right here on my phone. Press the button. I'm going to sit with you while you do it, just in case you have any questions. Go ahead and press that button. Okay. Let's get the process going. It's going to be up to $50,000. Now you're not going to need that much, but it's going to be up to $50,000 that you can use for staging, prep, repairs. If you want to do repair, you want to put some flowers in the front yard. You want to just, Ellen, buddy, what? Hey,
I've been trying.
you're
to
not
get
on the meeting.
I've been trying to get on.
Oh.
I think I was that Zora person or whatever.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Guys, Alan's here. Everybody say hi, Alan. Okay, so it's NextHome Refresh. Sorry, I saw Alan and got excited. It's NextHome Refresh. You guys have the option for NextHome Refresh. Don't forget about that, right? I can't afford to stage. Oh yeah, you can. I can't afford to do this. Oh yeah, you can. I can't afford the inspections. Oh yeah, you can. Okay? You can do all of it. You can do all of it. Us and Compass, those are the only ones that have it. Oh, there he is. Yeah. Okay. Anything else? Brendan, thanks for that, for the reminder. Appreciate it.
Confidence. You have to have confidence like Damian when you walk in the house.
You do,
You
especially.
have to sound just like him. Walk in there and act like you own the house. It's crazy. I just take him with me. I don't have it.
Yeah. If you guys ever want me to go, I'll go. But what you see in these meetings, that's what it looks like. So, you got to be down for that, number one. But if you ever want me to go and help you, I will go and I'll help you, and I will put you on a pedestal. Okay. I will tell them why they have to hire you and about all the great things that you do and why you're great. I will put you on a pedestal. Okay. And I have no problem doing that. I want you to have the listing. I want you to be successful. I want you to be great. Anything else? Okay. If you're not great today, it's okay. Okay. You're going to put a plan in place to be great soon. If you want to ask me about it, you want to talk about it, you want more details on it, you let me know. Okay. You want to practice with me? You let me know. Okay. I know that sounds scary and weird or something like that, but I'm telling you, if you can't say it to me, you can't say it to a buyer or seller. You can't, because I'm safe, right? I'm not going to tell you no. I'm not going to fire you. I'm not going to do any of that. If you can't say it to me, you can't say it to somebody else. You can't. Okay. So work on being great. Okay. Your livelihood depends on it. Your business depends on it. You depend on it. Anybody else? We're about to get out of here. All right. You know where to find me. Sell Jessica's listing this weekend. Everybody, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. See ya.